Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm working on a 2001 Ram 2500. I'm replacing the evaporator core, which is located behind the dash. As you see, I already got the dash ripped out, and this is the actual box. I'm just waiting on the evap core to come in, so I figured take a quick video of it, show you guys what I got going on. First thing I did was I came underneath the hood. I took apart the dryer unit, and I took apart the computer head. It's just right up here, was all over here. They're just 10 millimeter bolts, and then once you rip it off, you'll notice how you got the pinholes right here. There's 4 of them. These are what actually holds that box that I took apart in place, so you don't want to disconnect those. As you see, these are the pins that go through the firewall on there. Before you do all that, you know, everybody's tripping out about the dash. It takes a long time. Well, after watching a couple of videos, doing a little research, I found a pretty easy way of getting this dash down. Basically, if you look over here, you got the bolt right here. You got one on the other side over there. What I did is I just loosened those up in the middle. What you see is this thing right here. It's got 2 bolts, which actually technically is right within this little flip-flop thing down here. Now some cars have that, some cars don't have that. You might just have a little cover that just on there, and this is what was underneath there, just 2 screws. You take it out and you'll be able to see the bottom part. Then you got 5 screws that are right up on the top. Okay, and let me go over here to the driver's side, show you guys a little. What I had to do also was take apart the screws that are holding the step piece here together to pop off the side piece so you can see the bolt. See, on this side I didn't take it all the way actually out. I just loosened up to give me some play. Very important. You're gonna pop down this bottom cover. You see you got 4 bolts here, 4 bolts on the other side, and this steering column is only held up by 2 bolts. You see them right over here and right over there. What you want to do is you want to loosen those up, and when you do that, you guys want to be super careful. Make sure you go down really slow. You don't want to let the steering wheel drop. You got a lot of wires. You want to make sure, you know, nothing gets pinched or anything like that. And what I did, I just pulled the steering wheel, the chair, I'm sorry, over. Had the steering wheel lean on that, and once I loosened up the bolts, the whole dash started to come down. And basically what I did, I just got a strap. As you see, I strapped it up on the side. I was able to pull it far out enough to be able to get to that box in there. The box, when it comes out, it's 1 piece, and it's got bolts, you see, all the way around it. So what you do is you disconnect all the bolts all the way around it, and once you open it up, this is your heater core, and the evap core sits right here. I have that on order, should be here in a couple minutes. It fits right over here, and once I start assembling everything back together, I'll shoot another video, kind of show you step by step how to put stuff back in, and hopefully I can help you out with this job. Alright guys, my new part just came in. This is the new one. This is the old junky one that I had. As you see, the box right over here, right by the heater core, there's a spot where it just goes right into it, just like that. And what I'm gonna start doing is assembling this box. Basically all it is, like I said, just it pops in straight in half, and it's got all the bolts that go all the way around. One important thing, when you got this box open, you have this flop right over here. You see over here, it's got the little tip on it, and there we go. And this is a little piece that goes on the inside. You want to make sure that that's sitting in there, because that thing right there is going to line up in here. Okay, so I'm gonna get this together, and I'll shoot another video right before I put this back into the dash. Alright guys, you see I put in the new evaporator. Now I'm about to assemble it back together. One thing you guys want to keep an eye out for, you see a little pinhole right there? Okay, that's where this thing right here pops into. Okay, when you put this in, what you want to do is put your hand in from the bottom, and you want to lift up this bottom flop right over here. Let's see where it's at. So when you're pushing in, you don't end up bending. You push this up, and you want to get this in that hole right there. All right, and also this thing right here, you want to align it. You want to see how it goes up and down. You want to put it on the up. You got the black piece that fits on the other side. This is what actually churns it. Okay, this goes on the outside. The first time I did it, I kind of put it on the inside and it wouldn't close right, so I had to take it apart. So I just want to show you guys how it looks apart, and basically let you know that go ahead, keep this piece on the outside part, not the inside part, otherwise the shield won't close right on there. Alright guys, I was fighting with it for a minute, but you see we slid it back in, connected the power on there. You see right there, you got a screw right there, which helps hold it on from the inside. It's got the ground wire. Make sure you reconnect the ground wire on there. And then when you pop it in, you can see the ends coming out from over here. You start adding the washers on there. Start putting together everything that you stripped out from over here. You got the 2 evaporator cords coming out from right over there. Got the heater cord runs right next to it. You can see it. Once I get this part back assembled, I'm gonna start putting the dash back together, and I'll show you guys another video as I'm putting those screws back in there. Alright guys, finally popped the piece in, put the dashboard back on. The dashboard, all it does is, like I said, these are these little, let's see if we get 10mm bolts, 13mm bolts. They're the ones that kind of really just hold it in place for you. Once you put it on there, you got your bolts up top. They're 5 bolts. Go ahead, put those 5 bolts in there, and then what you can do is get to the middle. This thing right over here, oh sorry, right over here, this is what had this cover over it. As you see over here, it's got 2 washers, and then you got 1 bolt on this side, 1 bolt on that side. That plugs it in. Pop this down, you got the 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts in that. You got the 8 bolts right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as you can see with the steering column, all it is the two nuts right there, one over here, one on the other side. Remember in the beginning of the video when I was telling you guys, make sure you take it down slow so you don't end up messing anything up? Well, this is your shifter indicator, and that pretty much plugs right over here. And when I pull it, you can see how the little indicator goes park, reverse, neutral, drive. I was careful, but not that careful, I guess, so I tore that off. This wasn't that much of a problem, as you can see. This is one of these little clamps. I'm just going to open this up and reconnect it. So, like I said, when you take this down, man, guys, be very, very careful. You know, you don't really want to break anything or rip any wires out or anything like that. And that should be it. Start plugging everything back in, and you know, actually, I'm sorry, I forgot to show you the front. As you can see, I put back the computer unit. I put the nuts on all the studs coming out. That's just to hold the unit into place. And I'll take another quick video once I got this part all done. Alright guys, put my new the dryer back in there. Got everything connected. Connected back the heater core lines. Popping in the air filter. Putting back the bracket on the battery. I had to take that off. You might not have to take it off because I replaced also the line that runs back here. We replaced all the lines on the system on here. And that's pretty much it. Now it's time to charge it up, and hopefully it works.